Sometimes the setting can be what completely immerses a player within a video game. Whether it brings someone back to a memorable time in their lives or provides an entirely new experience, the setting can be what sets a good game apart from a great game. Throughout my and Jacob's gaming experience, we have come across a ton of awesome places in video games that end up being a defining feature of the entire game. Because of this, we've decided to showcase 10 of our favorite places in video games. These are places that have stood out to us throughout the years as being especially awesome, or interesting, or beautiful. With that, stay tuned if you want to be amazed.
We'll start the countdown off nice and easy with Animal Crossing. Nintendo nails the entire setting of these games. By using interesting animals instead of boring old people, they create a kid-friendly environment that is playful and welcoming. Although I have played only the original Animal Crossing for GameCube and Animal Crossing City Folk for the Wii, I feel it is safe to say that each town is similar, but in a good way. The town always has a familiar layout: scattered trees and houses, a couple important buildings, a few hills, rivers, and bridges, and of course the ocean at the bottom of the town. It is amazing that you can go into each Animal Crossing game with a certain intimacy, knowing that the characters are welcoming and that the overall atmosphere is cozy.
At the time I bought this game, I had never skied before, and it was something I really wanted to get into. The whole concept just seemed to be so fun and awesome, and I sucked up any media that involved skiing. Therefore, when I saw We Ski inside the hallowed glass case at Best Buy, I picked it up immediately. And looking back from a standpoint where I've now gone skiing, I can honestly say that it was a really accurate representation. The game consisted of a pretty much open world that featured 14 slopes of varying difficulty. You could choose whether to ski during the day or night, night being my favorite, do fun little missions, complete challenges, and trick out your character with clothing and skis. It was also really nice having controls that worked exceptionally well with the Wiimote and nunchuck. The game really got me into skiing culture and fed my hungry desire to ski for a good bit of time.
When playing a game, you always seem to pick a favorite map. You can't help but play on the same map over and over again because it is just so much fun and eventually becomes a classic. In James Bond 007 Nightfire, this map is Skyrail. I talked about this game in our top 10 childhood games video, and for good reason. It was one of the first shooters I ever played. Most of my time spent playing Nightfire was 4-player fun in Skyrail. Whether it was a free-for-all, team deathmatch, or capture the flag, Skyrail was the go-to map because of the strategic layout and its unique characteristics. The sheer number of games I've played in Skyrail have made it one of the most memorable places in video games for me.
Out of all the different locations that have been showcased in the Assassin's Creed series, I find the Cuban city of Havana from AC4 to be the most interesting of them all. The weather and the buildings are so beautifully colorful, and the cultural aspects displayed in the people and dialogue are so interesting. It was a nice touch that the civilians all spoke Spanish rather than English with an accent, as it increased the factor of realism in the game as a whole. It felt so cool to be a pirate taking a short break from plundering the seas to settle down and observe the bustling activity in the streets of Havana. It was a refreshing change from the utterly bleak colonial cities in its predecessor, AC3.
While exploring the vast ocean of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, one of the first islands you come upon is Dragon Roost Island. While arriving, you are filled with a sense of wonderment, excitement, and curiosity. Also, you are greeted by an amazingly calming and catchy song. As a matter of fact, I have had the theme song of Dragon Roost Island as my alarm for over a year now. At first, I loved Dragon Roost Island just for the ambiance and external appearance. However, the inside of the island proved to be the most memorable of the dungeons to me. Shaped as a volcano, this dungeon is filled with lava and danger. As the first dungeon of the game, it excited me for the rest of the game and left me craving more adventure as I explored the high seas.
This place is the absolute embodiment of video game freedom. As the main character, Jason Brody, you have 2 complete islands to explore in their entirety, finding secrets, missions, people, wildlife, and interesting natural landmarks. And to get from point A to point B, there's no shortage of means of transportation. With cars, quad bikes, jet skis, zip lines, boats, hang gliders, and even a wingsuit at the palm of your hands, transportation is such an exhilarating, liberating, and downright fun aspect to this game. These islands are the Rook Islands, which can be found in Ubisoft's Far Cry 3. This place has such a distinct beauty and identity, making a name for itself, especially with its inhabitants. The natives, privateers, and specifically the pirates of the islands have very intriguing things to say throughout your journey.
Shit! I think that whore gave me the clap.
Most of the places on this list are warm, happy, calming, welcoming places. I decided to mix things up by picking BioShock's Rapture. Rapture was an attempt at an underwater utopia, created by Andrew Ryan. When gazing at Rapture's mysterious beauty, one can't help but think of Atlantis. If I stopped the description of Rapture here, you might think that it is a wondrous place filled with tourists appreciating the seas from a new point of view. This is not the case. Rapture fell from glory when plasmids were introduced. Plasmids changed the genetic makeup of people, allowing them to harness amazing abilities like incineration or telekinesis. This power drove people mad. The people occupying Rapture are known as splicers. These creepy zombie-like enemies stalk you around Rapture as you explore the ruin of what once was a magnificent underwater city. Rapture is featured in the first 2 BioShock games, providing for an amazing environment.
Whenever I'm angry or stressed out about something that's happened during the day, I turn to Mario Kart Double Dash to settle down a little. But how could a game that's known for being so rage-inducing calm a person down? Well, one of the courses in particular holds a tremendously wonderful atmosphere that always makes me feel so cheery, nostalgic, and at ease. This course, being a sample from the great game Super Mario Sunshine, is Peach Beach. With the pleasant music playing in the background, the sun beating down upon the beach, the waving piantas in the common, and the cute but treacherous cataquacks, this course is such a lively and cultured place despite its small size. I love skimming the water as I drift across the sand and spotting Daisy Cruiser off in the distance. Thinking of this awesome place just genuinely fills me with happy thoughts.
As a gamer, you probably have gaming phases. By phases, I mean periods of time in which you become absolutely obsessed with a certain game. In my younger days, I had tons of phases in which I obsessed over Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. For me, the biggest goal of this game was to collect enough items to make my chows the best they could be. Chows are small, roundly shaped companions that you raise like pets, so basically Sega's version of Pokemon. After playing this game for a while, the Hero Garden and Dark Garden are unlocked. The majority of the 142 hours clocked into this game were spent raising chows in the Hero Garden. Our most beloved chow was named Kino. After a long run of pure domination in the chow racing and chow karate competitions, he died at the age of 7. God bless his soul. Anyway, the Hero Garden is simplistically beautiful. Some of its features include perfectly trimmed grass, fruit trees, an elegant swimming pool, a fountain, and an overhanging balcony. In the Hero Garden, I could sit back and relax while looking at the cute little chows I had raised. Running around in the Hero Garden now fills me with some of the most nostalgic video game memories I have.
One of my favorite places on earth is Kennebunkport, Maine, where my family goes a few times each summer to enjoy the beach and just get away from the daily routine of life. It's such a quiet, cozy, beautiful place that I often think of as a second home. Seaside towns like this just put me in an indescribable place of euphoria and thoughtfulness that at times can even be therapeutic for me. This feeling is paralleled within Pokemon Emerald, a game that I often played in Maine. Hoenn's abundance of oceans and atmospheric seafaring songs really bring along the same feeling I get when I go to Maine. This feeling is further amplified while in Lily Cove City. The predominant facet of the city is its theme song, which is really a beautiful piece in its simplicity. Everything adds up to where I get such a taste of Maine while there, and I absolutely love it.